resurrexi et adunc tecum sum. Alleluia. O suis super me, manum tuam. Alleluia. Mirabilis factaris, scientia tua. Alleluia. Christe eleison, Christe eleison, Kyrie eleison, Kyrie eleison. Ectis quam fecit Dominus exultemus et letemur in ea John presents Peter and himself running quickly to the tomb, and they are in a state of shock. The cosmic victory taking place is something that is pervading them. John himself, being intuitive, realizes before Peter what has happened. There would have been goose pimples, something creeping down the spine. He is not there, and something familiar would be in the back of his mind. So this is what he meant. John has always been speaking about this cosmic battle between the dark and the light, and light pervades the tomb. That light which is breaking through and overcoming the power of darkness, of which he speaks in the beginning of his Gospel, that ancient darkness which came into being when the angels fell, and they have always been against us, and they want to have us with them in that dark place. But this is a night of light, the victory. The light breaks through each year. There is an appointment kept by heaven. It is around midday on Holy Saturday, slightly later, it's about 2, but it's then that the successor of St. James to this day enters this sacred place at the same time each Holy Saturday and encounters heaven. It is an encounter between earth and sky, time and eternity, darkness and light wins. This testimony is given by a pilgrim of some years ago. A loud tock, 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 tock announced in the suspenseful silence that the threefold procession of the patriarch around the tomb had begun. The Muslim guards of the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, in their Ottoman uniforms, opened the way for him, tapping their metal-reinforced shepherd's staffs rhythmically on the paving stones of the floor. Finally, these noises too faded away into an eerie calm before the storm, as the Greek patriarch Diodorus I, with his snow-white beard, removed all his splendid vestments and entered the tomb through a narrow alley. A guard closed the little double door after him until it snapped shut. Silence. Breathless, murmuring silence. A minute passed, 2, 3, and suddenly a bolt of lightning. It was as though a spark from the burning bush had struck the church. In an instant, truly in a matter of seconds, the light that the patriarch held out at the door lit taper after taper and kindled overwhelming jubilation. In no time, everyone was holding a burning candle in his hand, with a rapid decrease of oxygen in the magnificent space. Light upon light, in one big ecstasy of joy. Now the crowd, too, dispersed from within. And some of these people found that their candles light also spontaneously, without being lit by anyone else's. It is in particular those who are particularly clean, as they say, monks and nuns who are very close to Jesus. And here we have a snap of the light coming. It is a miraculous light, and it has a blue hue, it would seem, or something strange. It has been captured on YouTube, and there is an explosion, in fact several flashes, and inside and outside the light is coming. It has also been seen just before in the sun, an effect in the sun before it actually comes into the tomb itself. People outside have captured things in the air, looking up to the sun, which changes of colour or whatever. And so this then is the actual miracle of the holy light, because they asked the patriarch before he died what actually took place, and he responded thus: I step into the tomb and kneel down in holy fear before the stone bench on which Jesus was laid to rest after his death, from which he rose again from the dead. I find my way in the dark and fall on my knees. At this point I recite certain prayers that were handed down to us over the centuries, and I wait, sometimes a few minutes. But usually the miracle occurs right after the prayer. An indescribable light seeps from within the stone on which Jesus was laid. Normally it has a blue tint, but the colour can change and assume many hues. Human words cannot describe it. The light ascends like mist from the sea. It almost looks as though the stone is surrounded by a cloud, but it is light. It behaves differently from one ear to the next. Sometimes it covers only the stone. Other times it illumines the whole burial chamber, so that the people waiting in the church see the tomb full of light. It does not burn. In the 16 years in which I have now been Patriarch of Jerusalem, I have never yet burned my beard. The light has a different consistency from the fire that burns in the oil lamps. At a particular point, it rises up and forms a pillar, at which I can light my candle. After I have received the fire, I go out and give it to the Armenian Patriarch, then to the Coptic Patriarch, and then to all the people who are in the church. And those who receive it know that for the first minutes it does not burn the beard, the veil, the skin as an ordinary flame would. So they play with it. And also it is said that they can feel something of the power of the resurrection and its joy. There is, as it were, inbuilt a joy from heaven in the touch with the holy fire. That is the victory of this night. The primeval darkness of which John has always been speaking is conquered. Fear not, I have overcome the world. Sursum cordam, habemus ad Dominum, gratias agamus Domino Deo nostro, dignum et justum est. Vede dignum et justum est, tecum et salutare, te quidem Domini omni tempore, sed in ac potissimum die gloriosius predicare, cum Pascha nostrum immolatus est Christus. Ipse enim verus est agnus, qui abstinit peccata mundi, qui mortem nostram moriendo destruxit, et vitam resurgendo reparavit. et ideo cum angelis et archangelis, cum tronis et dominationibus, cumque omni militia celestis exercitus, hymnum gloriae Tuae calimus, sine fide dicentes. Sanctus, Sanctus, Sanctus Dominus Deus Sabaoth, plenis una celi et terra, gloria Tua, Hosanna in excelsis. Benedictus qui venit in nomine Domini, Hosanna in excelsis. Agnus Dei, qui tollis peccata mundi, miserere nobis. Agnus Dei, qui tollis peccata mundi, miserere nobis. Agnus Dei, qui tollis peccata mundi, dona nobis pacem. Sacrosanctum corpus Sanctum, iniquitatibus meus et omnigratis mundi. Regina Celi eletare, alleluia, quia meruisti portare, alleluia, resurrexit, sicut dixit, alleluia, ora pro nobis Deum, alleluia. Gaudet letare Virgo Maria, alleluia, quia surrexit Dominus vere, alleluia. Oremus. Deus, qui per resurrectione Filii Tui Domini nostri Iesu Christi mundum letificare dignatus is, prestaque Jesus, ut per eius genes vicem Virgine Mariam, perpetue capiamus gaudia vitae, per dem Christum Dominum nostrum. Amen. Christus factus est pro nobis, obediens usque ad mortem, mortem autem cruci. Propter quod et Deus exaltavit illo, et rededit in nomen Vore super omne Holy Saturday. Jerusalem, Jerusalem, this morn we sing the chant of thy long yesterday, and act in chorus for the drama born by ages dimmed. For 'tis the orient ray that moved Prémontré's dawn, and fossiled bars bear music from afar, nay, from the tomb of every tomb to come, wherein the stars at noon again this day will pierce earth's gloom. This is the noontide, where the fire unlit shall come again without the help of man, and ancient might, too bright for human wit, will calmly strike this wick as no craft can. For 'tis the ray that blasted Turin's face, that toys with timely sparks from outer space.